Hello and welcome to Heathen Match Snippets. These are little how-tos on how to do different things with our site, heathenmatch.com. We're going to make the assumption that you already have a login to Heathen Match. If you don't, please go ahead and go to www.heathenmatch.com and create a profile. We're offering the first 1,000 people free for life. So if you haven't done so, I'd sign up now because a good chunk of those are already gone. When you first time you log into Heathen Match, you'll get this site, which is your default site, which is your dashboard. So when you log in here, you can either come down to the bottom left and do a quick search or an advanced search, which is the same as hitting this search button up top. So when you hit the search, it's a pretty standard search, like you've seen in many other sites. The difference is how we serve up the information, and we'll show you that in a little bit. So this is a test server, so there's not a lot of people on here. So I'm not going to pick online because I know no one else is online on this test server. And also, I'm not going to choose photos. The reason being is when we first started this, we force everybody to pick an avatar when they sign in, and a lot of people just assume that they have a photo because they have their avatar. An avatar could be just a picture that represents you or your actual face picture or something along those lines. So if you are on Heathen Match and all you did was pick an avatar, I suggest you at least put one photo in your photo sections, and we already have a snippet on that and how to do that. So you're 90% more likely to be noticed if you have a photo in there. So if someone checks this box and all you have is your avatar, they won't know you're there. So make sure you go ahead and put at least a photo in. Then you go down and you basic information, within 50 miles of wherever you're at. So if you're traveling, let's say you're from the East Coast, you go to Hollywood, California, you can put in Hollywood, California here. It uses Google Maps, and it will say and you'll pick people within 50 miles of Hollywood, California. So on the site, to find a date, hookup, whatever, the date range you're interested in, your sexual what you consider yourself sexually, and what your sexual preference is. Then the appearance of who you're searching for, if that matters to you, the body type, the hair color, the eye color, and the lifestyle. If you want to find some things in interest like camping or cooking or something of that nature, whether they smoke or drink, and then any kind of sexual interests or kinks that they're willing to divulge if they have an interest in that maybe you share the same interest. So I'm going to go ahead and again keep it blank because there's not a lot of content in here. So you're going to go ahead and hit the search button. And like I said, what's different is how we show the information to you. So we have two ways to show it to you, either a user's list or a map. And in this case, it comes up by default the user's list. And under that, you can either sort by latest activity or who recently joined. And you can scroll down and see the information on people and their avatars, and that's what we show here. So you find somebody you're interested in, you can arrow over them and tell you kind of where they're located. We never put a street address, just kind of a zip or city and state, the last activity they were on, and then if you like them, you can bookmark them or you can click on it and actually see their profile from there. You can also do recently joined, which is just another way of showing you the new people who logged in that are fairly new in here. Then from there, like I said, you can click on anybody that you're interested in or see where they're from. You can then go to the map view, which I think is pretty cool, specifically if you travel a lot. You can go to the map view and see where we have everybody that has a profile that fits your search criteria. So you go ahead and click on the East Coast, which tends to be where we have the most people. And then you can keep drilling down from there. In this case, I'm going to go ahead into the New Jersey area is what it looks like. And you can keep drilling down until you get to where you're going. Let's just say I'm going to someplace in New Jersey. There's 7 here on this server. And you can arrow over each one of these red dots as a person or people that are in that area. So for example, Jackson, New Jersey, I'm going to go ahead and click on that little icon. It says, hey, there are 2 available. I'm going to say, show me those 2 that are available, and then it will show it to you. And again, it just shows you a little avatar, and you can click on them and look at their information, see if that's somebody you're interested in, and then send them a wink or a like or something like that, or have an actual chat with them. So when you fill out your profile for the first time, it does ask you about location. You don't have to put your specific address, and we tell you not to, as a matter of fact, but put in your state information and your county that you're in, so people can kind of narrow it down and go, oh, this person's in Jackson, New Jersey. I want to meet them, so they know that you're fairly close. If you just put United States, then you're likely to be missed on some of these searches when people put in a range of where they're at. So that's pretty much how the search works. You can always go back to the map and excuse me, and kind of look around and just see where everybody is. And it works just like Google Map. You can enlarge it or shrink it down and just keep clicking through to see people. In this case, in the Caribbean, we have 2 in Miami, in this case, and then Miami Beach. You click on it and you can get their information from there. So it gives you a really great idea when you're traveling around and you want to see people, where you're going and who's in that area. So like I said, it's not so much the search that's any different than any other searches that are around, but it's how we show that information to you. That's it. And that's how our search works and how we're a little bit different between our map and our users list. Hope you have fun. Good luck. Thanks.